focusing on curriculum was initiated. The emphasis, program initiatives to reduce the number of Black students in special education, basic level, and the general level programs. Does that sound familiar? As well as the lack of positive role models from the African Canadian community, especially in school positions of responsibility. Lack of Black or African studies and African history in the curriculum. So it was against this backdrop that the original organization, which was then called BEN, Black Educators Network, was developed. BEN became AHEN in 1988. Its mission, a support network, networking and supporting each other as educators, focusing on sharing effective practices through workshops at the meetings, at AHEN meetings, developing leadership skills in students, establishing career supports for teachers seeking to become school leaders, mediating issues that develop between teachers of African heritage and their school administrators, strengthening the links between parents and teachers of African heritage with community-specific projects such as mentoring teachers. So AHEN has a legacy of advocacy, addressing challenges that students, educators, and parents face in the education system, fighting low expectations, trying to reverse a culture in education that focused on deficits. At the same time, every effort was made to bring to public awareness the success of students and teachers at all levels of our educational system here in Ontario. We took on some significant initiatives which required a solid commitment of volunteerism by educators, would-be teachers, and dedicated members of the community. One such project was Project 90. You may have heard about that, a Saturday morning program from 9 to 1 o'clock, offering tutorial services to students from grades 1 to OAC. There was also parent education, how to be an effective parent advocate for your child. There was teacher mentoring, preparation for leadership, coaching for the development of career pathing, and for taking on positions of responsibility within the school. We also did a lot of training personnel in the community to assist parents in navigating the education system. We provided opportunities for young would-be teachers to get some experience and to give back to their community by acting as teacher aides in the Saturday morning program. The board was very keenly involved in resourcing Project 90 in terms of space, secretarial help, and making the project part of the school administrative reporting cycle to recommend students who would benefit from the program. It's interesting to note that the germ of this program emerged in the summer booster programs for immigrant students that utilized AHEN's organizational expertise. Several conferences were held between 1991 and 1996, including an African Heritage Youth Conference, grade 7 to OAC, which was a collaboration between AHEN and Harambe and the Race Relations Ethnic Unit of the board, under the consultancy of Enid Lee. The name of the conference, United by Our Roots, We Can Make a Difference. The main goal of that conference was to promote student involvement in their own academic and social development, within the North York schools and assess their own needs and aspirations in relation to the system. They provided direct and meaningful input into the system. Many recommendations from many of these conferences focused on actions for the board to undertake, as well as for the school and the community. But the networking focus of AHEN has always been in the foreground. We truly believe that networking is the process of developing your social capital. Building your social capital hinges on the development of meaningful relationships with other people. And the best way to build meaningful relationships is really to help someone wherever and whenever possible. And the ongoing advancement in communication technology has put present-day AHEN in a very strategic position to strengthen relationships with myriads of organizations, institutions, and key stakeholders who share in the championing of advocacy and advancement of educators, students, and the community of African heritage. From its inception, AHEN developed and established relationships with other organizations, the Urban Alliance on Race Relations, RAMBI, CABE, NAPSI, the Ministry of Education. As a matter of fact, the various delegations to NAPSI conferences in the 90s helped to coalesce the organization and strengthen the resolve to influence boards' decisions in the development and implementation of specific initiatives that benefited students and education and educators alike. Oh, I love it, thank you. Sorry about that. Interestingly enough, the Northeast Conference of NAPSI, you know what NAPSI is? Yeah. Took place in 1993 in Toronto and was presented by CABE with significant workshop contributions from AHEN.